Hello, hello. Please share. It's you, baby. Please share, guys. Hey, Don. Welcome, welcome. Please share, everybody. Share, share. Like and subscribe and share, please. How we doing? It's been a long day. Hey, Daz. Welcome. Please share. I can't share the thing myself. Hey, guys. Hey, Angela. Hi. Hi, Tracy. Can you guys share this, please, for me? I'm going to have a little bit of a discussion about what's going on in Angleterre. I'm just going to try this. I'm going to try and share it myself. Hang on. I don't know if it's been a long afternoon. I think I froze for a bit there. I tried to share this. How we doing, guys? Okay. Let's talk Brexit, shall we? Let's talk Brexit. Welcome to my evening late show. I'll talk to you about that later, Daz. I've just got to focus on Brexit right now. Thank you. Trial's on the 25th of March, by the way. Is that the bloke who hit me in the head? All right, listen. Article. Okay. Brexit. The MPs the Ramonas of the MPs, cheers, Daz, are desperate to thwart Brexit. Okay. Now, what they don't realise is that, I will tell you this, what they're doing at the moment, as far as I'm concerned, uh, and as far as I can tell and from what I've heard, uh, what they've been doing this week has been just a complete pantomime. It's a circus. It's a performance. They're really just going through the motions. The Remain MPs to try desperately to, I think, pull the wool over Brexiteers' eyes in making people think that they actually have the power to change the rules in the middle of the game. I'm afraid they can't. Because we shall take a look at the Lisbon Treaty of 2009 and Article 50. And I will read this to you now, very carefully. It says that if no agreement is concluded within 2 years, that state's membership ends automatically, unless the European Council and the member state concerned decide jointly to extend this period. Now, the council, that's my only worry actually. So they can't do this, they can't actually technically do a no deal. I mean, sorry, take no deal off the table, because it's already in this withdrawal in the Article 50. It says, you've got 2 years to negotiate, and if after the 2 years you can't agree, then the membership ends, and the date of the ending of the membership is the 29th of March. Now, the EU has been adamant every single time, not going to negotiate. No, 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 go away, stop it. We like the deal, so you can just do one. So what they voted on today. Is it today? I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. So today they voted to take the no deal off the table. Well, I'm sorry, but they can't actually do that. They can't do it. They're not allowed to do that. And they have to get, this is the whole thing that it annoys me with this, uh, everybody talking about sovereignty. We still have our sovereignty. No, we don't. Well, I haven't seen Sargon's video. I'm going by what the law says, what what they've agreed to. So hey Elizabeth, when let me see if I find the Wikipedia thing. Hold on. Let me just find this. Here's the letter. Okay, 2 years from this date, that's when we leave, with or without a deal. And she wrote saying, "I'm writing to give effect to the democratic decision of the people of the United Kingdom. I hereby notify the European Council, in accordance with Article 52 of the Treaty on the European Union, of the United Kingdom's intention to withdraw from the European Union. In addition, in accordance with the same Article 50/2 as applied by Article blah blah blah, blah blah blah, I hereby notify the European Council of the United Kingdom's intention to withdraw from the European Atomic Energy Community, blah blah blah." So the date says the 29th of May. Wait a minute. Did she sign it on the 29th of May 2017? Wait a second. That says the 29th of May. Huh? It says the 29th of May. Why has everybody been mentioning the 29th of March? Have we just been hoodwinked? Wait a minute. Was it the... Why does that say May? That's a bit disturbing now. I hadn't seen that before. Oh, me too, Nikki. I don't know where the heck they are. Letter... I've got to see the actual letter itself. Sorry, I've just seen that. I didn't see that. I'm just gonna look something up now. Hang on. So anyway, but from what I understand, from what people have said, letter to Donald Tusk. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna look at the letter and see what the date is on the letter. It better say March. Yay! Woo! Oh, that was weird. So Wikipedia got it wrong. So, oh my God, that was a bit of a worry. Okay, so 29th of March, and according to the Article 50, from 2 years from the date of the announcement of the official notification, if no deal, if there's no agreement, then our membership ceases to exist. Okay? And there isn't time. I mean, the European Council could say, "Oh, actually, we can delay it." But listen, okay, and here we go, guys, right? I'm furious. So, everybody, this is what I'm going to ask. This is going to be a request. So, this is right. So we said Article 50, it's been triggered. So, 2 years from the date of the letter that's been received, then is when we leave, is the end of the membership. Now, the 2 years are meant to be negotiating and do all the arrangements. And we also had the Parliament did a withdrawal from the European Union Act last year. So, there's the act right there. So all this, what's going to happen if we leave without a deal? Well, Parliament, they passed an act, it went through the whole spiel about, there you go, European Withdrawal Act 2018, legislation. It says, look, number 1, repeal of the European Communities Act 1972. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. That means bye-bye. Everything that's been signed from that point on really technically should be null and void. If that is repealed, then everything that follows should technically be repealed, because it shouldn't count, because everything goes on. That's my guess anyway. That's just, I'm an amateur. I'm just a regular person just reading what I'm reading. So now, there is an act, it's been put in place, and it talks about retention of existing EU law, incorporating of direct EU legislation, exceptions to savings incorporation, interpretation of retained EU law, main powers in connection with withdrawal, devolution, parliamentary approval of outcome of EU negotiations. Well, that's that BS that's just been going on. Financial and other matters, general and final provisions. So, everybody said, oh, we're not ready. There. So please don't tell me we're not ready. Okay, now, what I'd like to do is request that everybody who's British, I would like you to find out who your MP is. Just out of principle today. Out of principle today, I think we need to all find out how our MP voted. Now, because they voted this thing saying that we wouldn't be able to leave without a deal, it's really irrelevant, quite honestly. They just don't have that power to unilaterally make that decision. That's how little sovereignty we have. It has to all be actually agreed by the European Union. The council, the commission, whatever. They're the ones who have to give us permission. Right? We don't, we're just minions. We're just, subordinate. So what I'd like people to do is do a search, Google, how did my MP vote on no deal? Okay? And we go down to this little box here. Now, Nick Herbert's not my MP, but I love him. I wish he was my MP. But he's the Arundel and South Downs Conservative. And he voted against. No, monkey doodles, it can't stop us from leaving. He voted against the motion. So he felt, and he's a good guy, he felt we should leave, we should keep no deal on the table. Oh, lucky you. But my MP, right, so you just do is you put your postcode in. Right, so my postcode, I won't show you what my postcode is because obviously I've been, I've got very happy people who hate me. So, there we go. That's my scumbag of an MP. So, how did he vote today? Well, look at this. He voted for the motion. Right. So, he's a scumbag. He's a traitor. And he voted against this so-called Malthouse Compromise. So, he voted against delaying it until the 22nd of May. That's a good thing. But he voted for the Cooper Amendment, which again, now says that it doesn't matter, even if we do delay, we can't go without a deal. So who's incensed by what's happened today, because this is a principle. The fact that what they did today is they can't actually enact anything. It's not the point. It's in principle. This is a betrayal of the vote to leave almost 3 years ago. MPs have absolutely they've gone overboard. Okay, so I'm going to be contacting my MP. I'm going to write to him. I'm going to phone the office, and I'm going to say, what do you think you're doing? Because that is not, you don't do what you feel like doing. You're supposed to uphold, which is what all the blimmin', and he's Labour, and the Labour Party, everybody who, all the election, I don't know when it was it last year? Year before? I don't know, I don't really care, but both parties said that they would honour the vote. Now, of course, Theresa May has completely got confused about what is Brexit. I mean, it's incredible, these sort of, what is it? I don't know what it is. It's sort of, they've redefined what Brexit means. I mean, just because, she thinks that by if she calls it Brexit, then that's okay. Even though what they proposed in that stupid agreement was nothing to do with Brexit, and the backstop was not going to be Brexit. It was going to keep us tied into the European Union. The fact that got defeated yesterday, it's a good thing, but long and short of it is, on the 29th of March, we go. WTO, baby. So, okay, so I'm appealing to everybody who's got MPs. Just take a look, find out, and then contact them and say, what are you doing? If they voted, well, and I would say that those of you who have MPs who are Brexiteers who voted to keep no deal on the table should contact your MP and thank him or her and say thank you for honouring the referendum result and not trying to thwart it, because we Brexiteers wanted to get out. Yeah, that's probably right, Nikki. All right, guys, so that's really just a quick my take. Oh, yours voted against Article 50. What, enacting it? Oh, God, blimey. Well, I think everybody needs to be writing, probably phoning, and maybe doing a proper letter even, because obviously emails are easy to ignore. Now, now let me think. Tomorrow, what's the deal with tomorrow? Tomorrow, now let's see. I'm going to look at this Lord Pearson. Let me. I'm going to play this. This is Lord Pearson, who is of 29J fame. He's a wonderful man. The only thing I disagree with him about is, well, I was a bit disappointed with, was him saying, oh, sorry, was him saying that the police and the CPS are making up their own rules as they go along, and that's okay. Sorry, I will tell you what it is. It is how find out. It's just basic. If you just type in "how did my MP vote," it's BBC News. If you I just typed "how did my MP vote" in the Google search, and it gave these selections. Find out how your MP voted, and I just went to the it wasn't that one. It was the BBC one I went to. Brexit deal. How did my MP vote? So I clicked on that, and it brings up this page, and you just go down it, and oh, they've changed it. They've changed the format already. Oh, look. Oh, no, that's not it. Here it is, sorry. So you just type in your postcode, or the name or constituency of your MP, and bingo, bish, bash, bosh. It shows you how they voted. Alright, so I'll just quickly play Lord Pearson. His take, he cuts through the Brexit betrayal. This is what he's going to say.
Failed is the BBC.
Hang on.
Here I must declare an interest.
Hang on.
My lords, it's an honour to follow the Naval Lord Bridges with his unique insight into the processes which have been going on. But I hope his solution, his drastic solution, won't have to come about. My lords, I've spared your lordships a speech in our two most recent Brexit debates, so my last contribution was in our debate on the 14th of January this year. Listening to and reading those previous debates, and previous debates, I continue to be struck by the large majority of your lordships who still believe that the project of European integration has brought peace to Europe.
Yeah.
And that it has been and is good for our trade. That, in short, it is a good thing. My lords, one important influence which prevents many people from seeing the EU as an idea which has failed is the BBC.
Yeah.
Here I must declare an interest
It's
as
true.
the secretary of a cross-party group of Eurosceptic MPs, which has been sponsoring research into the BBC's EU coverage by the Newswatch Media Monitor.
Fake news.
An almost unbelievable statistic to emerge from this work is that there appears to have been only one programme since the referendum which has examined the opportunities of Brexit. Not promoted those opportunities, my lords, just examined them. And the BBC can't point us to any others.
Wow.
BBC interviewees since the referendum have never been less than 2-1 against Brexit, and sometimes up to 6-1. Going further back, my lords, of 4,275 guests talking about the EU on Radio 4's flagship Today programme between 2005 and 2015, only 132, or 3.2%, were supporters of the UK's withdrawal from the EU.
Do you hear that statistic? Did you hear these numbers? I haven't heard this yet. I haven't. This is the first time I've heard this. I mean, it's a bit like Donald Trump. You know, pro Trump and against Trump. Any good news about Donald Trump? I mean, they've got worse and worse and worse as President Trump's been in office. The media have gone further and further and further away. It is absolutely, yeah, that's right. There's only a couple of decent people. Thank
Yet the
God.
British public opinion in favour of withdrawal was hovering around 40 to 50% for the whole of that period. My Lords, I suppose we just have to accept that the BBC is the Guardian newspaper of the airwaves.
That's true.
Which is a pity.
The Guardian newspaper, aka the bloody Washington Post or the New York Times. You know, I wish I could find Lloyd Pearson and thank him. I just haven't seen him since when I've been up there. Can you? I love this man. Honesty. Oh my God, how refreshing. So rare.
Because it should be dispassionately helping the British people to see through the mess that our politicians and bureaucrats are making of Brexit. But it isn't, my lords. It's batting for the Remain side. Coming to that mess, my lords, there remains a very simple and speedy way out of it, which I have mentioned before, and with which every leading businessman who understands Europe and with whom I've discussed it agrees. Businessmen know how to do deals, my lords, but the government clearly doesn't.
Yay.
So I'll try again.
He's so good.
We should sidestep the Commission and make a public offer to the people of Europe via Coreper and the Council. We should offer them continuing reciprocal residence for, say, 2 years. This is more in their interest than ours because there's some 4 million of them and only 1.2 million of us.
What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did he say there's 4 million EU people in the UK and there's only 1.2 million of us in Europe? What? Do you know? I mean, it doesn't surprise me. In fact, I'm sure that statistic is probably completely out of whack as well, considering, well, just the numbers of people. I know, these are the lords that...
Also offer to continue our present free trade together after the 29th
Did he just... Let me just hear that again. Hold on.
We should offer them continuing reciprocal residence for, say, 2 years. This is more in their interest than ours because there's some 4 million of them and only 1.2 million of us.
Do you hear that? 4 million. And there's no way that... What, of 66 million people... They're saying that there's only 4 million European Union. There's no way. You go into, honestly, any coffee shop, any lunch place, anywhere, and you will find foreign voices. I mean, I'm not xenophobic and I'm not, whatever. It's a fact. It's factual. Plumbers, workers, there's way more than 4 million European Union people living here. I'm sorry. I just challenge anybody who lives here. You could do a sort of straw poll and just ask, go down the street, and just out of, I don't know how to do it without people taking offence and accusing you of being xenophobic. It's just, yeah, they don't count those on student visas. That's right, yeah, true. But I'm telling you, it's probably more like 10 to 1.
Of us.
Yeah.
We should also offer to continue our present free trade together after the 29th of March. But under the auspices of the WTO...
This woman here is not happy. This one needs his pulse checked. Somebody needs to check this guy's pulse. And he looks like he needs to go on oxygen right there. Oh my God. These people are in charge of the law, of the land. How have we let it come to this, people? You see the numpties in the House of Commons and these so-called lords and ladies, most of whom have been appointed rather than whatever. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. We need a reformation. We need a reformation of how elections are run and held. Please do the thumbs up, guys, if you have a chance, if you haven't, you know, if you love me.
Not the Luxembourg court. This would get rid of the Irish border problem and
Yeah.
is not the same as trading under normal WTO terms in the event
Thanks,
of a no
guys.
deal. It is also more in their and their exporters' interest than ours, because under normal WTO terms, they would pay us some 14 billion per annum in new tariffs, where we would pay them only 6 billion. And that's according to a recent government answer, HL 13121, on the 23rd of January this year to me.
Yeah.
When that has been agreed, we could discuss how much money we may give them, which should, of course, be nothing if it isn't agreed. We could also go on collaborating over intelligence and on any scheme which is in the national interest of both our peoples.
I'm just going to say this as well, as far as the security and, you know, it was safer. There is, there've been, the crime rate throughout Europe has absolutely spiraled out of control. This whole hogwash about the safety and security. It's like, wait a minute, guys, can we just see how many more barriers and bollards and have been erected? Look at the Eiffel Tower. Look at Paris. Look at Sweden. Look at everywhere. It's so much more dangerous. And I'm sorry, but I, for one, don't have a problem with border controls. I don't have a problem with, you know, waiting in a queue and showing my passport. I would like a bit of security. This whole thing about this, oh, we don't want a border. Are they not checking stuff? No wonder the bloody knife crime is through the roof. We've had a mass influx of people, and so it's just a complete false narrative, straw man, this security BS. They are the worst.
But we would agree to do that later as a sovereign nation. My lords, of course, the sticking point for the Commission in Brussels will be allowing EU exporters to continue in free trade with us under the WTO rather than the Luxembourg court. But leaving the EU should end that court's jurisdiction anyway.
Yep.
So why not do it now?
Yeah.
Why is the government so reluctant to ignore clauses 2 to 5 of Article 50?
I don't know, Nikki. It's sad.
To deal through the Commission. When we have resolved...
I think I'm a little shadow banned. Like, I don't know if YouTube does shadow. I just don't have that many followers, actually, Nikki. I don't know. I don't know what happens, the notifications, but we're cozy. You know, little group here, but share. Share.
From 52 multilateral treaties since 1998. See the government answer to me, 27th of November, HL 11478. And the Luxembourg...
Wait a minute, let me just hear what he's saying here. Yeah, I think I am shadow banned on things, unfortunately.
Anyway, so why not do it now? Why is the government so reluctant to ignore clauses 2 to 5 of Article 50, which is what forces us to deal through the Commission, when we have resolved from 52 multilateral treaties since 1998?
Did he say resiled? I don't know what that means.
See the government answer to me, 27th of November, HL 11478. And the Luxembourg court has said that we are free to do so.
17 minutes after I started. Wow, Jane, that's a bit naughty, isn't it?
Why don't we just tell Brussels and the people of Europe that this is our offer?
I think we should just tell Brussels and the people of Europe to bugger off, don't you, Lord? Bugger off. We're leaving. Bye-bye.
And if they don't accept it, we will leave on the 29th of March anyway, not pay them the 39 billion we have foolishly discussed, and look forward to pocketing another 8 billion per annum under normal WTO tariffs.
Nice.
Of course, my lords, the silliest thing the House of Commons could do on Wednesday is to rule out such a no deal.
Well, they did.
My lords, I really would be grateful if...
Did you hear that? They ruled out. But they can't rule it out. They can't do that. It's just not possible. But let me tell you guys, Brexit has been betrayed. Technically speaking, these MPs have betrayed Brexit. They are doing their damnedest to completely trash what we voted for. And today, Tonight, this vote exposed those the swamp for what it truly is. They are not representing us at all. They're representing their own interests, which is not what their job is.
Noble Lord, the Minister, would reply to this concept when he comes to wind up. I would ask him not to repeat what his colleague, the Noble Lord, Lord Callanan, has said in the past, to the effect that we can't break with Article 50 because we are a law-abiding country and Article 50 says we have to negotiate with the Commission. My Lords, surely the government can see that we will never get a sensible or honest deal out of the Commission because its only aim in life is to stop us making a success of Brexit and therefore to prolong its unfortunate project. So why don't we just do it, my Lords? And incidentally, why should it take more than a fortnight?
Hear, hear. Hear, hear. Hear, hear, hear. I love Lord Pearson. Oh, should we hear?
I think it is time that the
When is
Commission
this?
finally admits that they have some responsibility for Brexit. Britain was always...
Oh, okay. Have you guys seen this? Okay, listen, I haven't seen this either. Do you mind watching this with me? Because I haven't seen it. This says that the title of this is Farage Demolish EU. Verhofstadt and EU feel pressure of WTO Brexit. Ooh, are they starting to actually...
of subsidiarity.
Oh, are they going to start actually talking a little bit more respectfully about the United Kingdom for a change? I mean, honestly, these people over this bloody channel have the most nothing but contempt for this country, and it's a bit like Obama, what he was round the world with his grovelling and begging and saying, "Oh my God, I'm not worthy." That's what Theresa May is like, and all the bloody MPs, all the Remain. It's shame on you lot, unpatriotic traitors.
Decentralization of competitiveness. And Brussels has continuously violated these principles. So it is like a country joining a football club and you decided to play golf or hockey. So finally, who has left really whom?
What?
Thirdly, I think from a business perspective, we have to recognize that Brexit is not only a disaster for Britain, it is also a disaster for the European Union.
I'm sorry, but Brexit is not a disaster for Britain, dear. Nice try, but no cigar.
Let's face it, Britain is today the largest single customer of the European Union.
Do you hear this is honesty? Did you hear the honesty just then? Britain is the largest single customer of the European Union. Bish bash bosh bang. So they shouldn't want to piss us off. Come on, Brits. Let's, Ramonas, stop your... Come on, get a backbone.
And Britain leaving is the equivalent of 19 countries, smaller and medium-sized countries, leaving at the same time.
Wow! Did you hear that? Oh, no, I didn't hear that before. I've never heard that before. Us leaving is the equivalent, our one country leaving is the equivalent of 19 countries leaving at the same time. And these people have been absolute Tusk, Schultz, Merkel. They've all been Tusk, Schultz. Who's the other one? Well, Verhofstadt isn't one. Schultz, not Schultz. Tusk and Juncker. Juncker.
So let's also recognize that Britain has been in this house always the advocate for freedom, for self-responsibility, for competitiveness. And without Britain in the European Union, I tell you, this European Union will remain uncompetitive as compared to other regions like North America, Asia, China, Japan, Southeast Asia, and so on.
Hey. Thank you, Mr. President. I'm very much hoping after nearly 20 years that this is my penultimate speech in this Parliament and that I won't be coming back here again in July. And I'm sure many of you here would share that sentiment. Mr. Barnier, I told you that treaty wouldn't go through the House of Commons.
Let me tell you something. Nigel Farage is at his best when he's talking in the European Parliament. I have to say, an orator of the highest order is this man. He is
You
brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. I love it. I love it. I love it.
didn't believe me. It's been rejected. I think you pushed your luck too far. You asked for too much, and this morning you find yourself short of £39 billion. So I'm sure you're feeling a bit sore about that. But don't worry, help is at hand, because the House of Commons today will do, I'm sure, their utmost to betray the
No,
Brexit vote.
I didn't
They're
know
even
that.
going to vote against what Article 50 said, which is, of course, that we leave on the 29th of March with or without a deal. And I have to say, I think the gap now between our political class in the UK and public opinion
No.
is a gaping chasm, because be in no doubt, public opinion is hardening. There is a greater sense of unity in the country that I've seen for some years. We simply want to leave, and that applies to many who voted Remain as well, because they respect the very principle of democracy. And
Yes.
we've had enough. We've seen the
Oh, don't go stop on me now, computer.
snarling anger towards our country of Mr. Verhofstadt, the bureaucratic intransigence of Mr. Barnier, the constant stream of insults that come from Mr. Tusk, and we're of one mind. We don't want to be governed by you. We want to govern ourselves. Now, I'm sure the next instalment of this will be the British Prime Minister next Thursday going to the European Summit in Brussels. Another
Oh, sorry. Humiliating. Oh, she hasn't got a voice anymore.
humiliating display where she begs for an extension.
It is a bit like Obama, isn't it? Doesn't this remind you? Good. I hope so. I don't want. There's no extension. We don't want an extension. We don't want a deal. But of course, they can't take no deal off the table, because that's in the that is in the Article 50. It says if after 2 years there's no agreement, the country's membership ceases to exist. So that means there's no deal. It's sort of, what is it called when it's understood? It's it's like a I can't remember what the word is.
To Article 50. Well, I've got a solution to all of this. What I heard you, Mr. Barnier, this morning say that if this withdrawal agreement gets passed, the next phase of negotiations could last for up to 4 years.
Yeah, right.
I thought, enough. We don't want to waste 4 more years of our life, 4 more years of agony. And you don't want to waste another 4 years. You've got your plan. You want a United States of Europe. You want your army. You want everyone to join the euro. You want to get rid of the nation states. We are just a damn
Good.
nuisance. And add to that, as Mr. Verhofstadt said,
Oh, good.
the European elections. You don't want me coming back here, or hordes of Eurosceptics coming back here. So there is a simple solution, and that is that the British request to extend is vetoed at that European summit. We leave on March the 29th. Most of the preparations have been done. Even if there are a few short-term bumps
25th
in
of
the road,
March.
we leave, and both you and we can get on with the rest of our lives. That is the only neat solution ahead of us.
Yeah.
I come to the conclusion that there is very, very broad support in this Parliament for the way the Commission is negotiating on behalf of the European Union, its member states and this Parliament, to try and reach an agreement with the United Kingdom on a withdrawal that would do as little harm as possible to both sides. Having listened to Mr. Farage and his colleagues,
I don't know who this man is.
wonder,
Does anybody know?
has he gone to Sunderland and talked to the workers at Nissan
Oh, Sunderland. Sunderland.
plant and said to them, it might cost you your job, but I will get my pipe dream of so-called sovereignty. But it might
Oh, by the way, hang on.
cost you your job, sorry, but I'll get my pipe dream of so-called sovereignty. Has he done that?
By the way, as far as the Nissan thing goes, that's a complete...
Has Dr. Lee...
That's a lie, because I heard from somebody about that, and the issue with that is that nobody's buying Nissan cars because they're rubbish. It's got nothing to do with Brexit, nothing whatsoever to do with Brexit. It's just the fact that Nissan, diesel, whatever cars they're not doing are not selling. The diesel, that's right. So it's a lie. It's so the deception or the deceit is just disgusting.
Ian Fox ever said, well, I said it would be the easiest trade deal in human history, but on second thought, it's much more complicated than I promised before the referendum. Has Boris Johnson gone to the doctors and nurses
his name is
of
Franz
the NHS and said,
Timmermans.
I did promise you 350 million extra pounds a week, but sorry, I can't deliver on that promise. Have they done that?
No, we can't do it, you fool, because we haven't got our money, because we keep on sending it to the European Union. We haven't left yet. We haven't got that money yet. That's why it hasn't happened. It's because we don't have it, because we haven't left. Duh. You know, it's so deceptive, these people. They're horrible.
I think, frankly, that we would need, if we want to come out of this situation,
I want to see...
a bit more modesty and honesty on all sides.
Oh, yeah.
I also believe...
Oh, shut up. I want to see where the Verhofstadt is. I don't know who this man is.
I also believe... I just refer
here we go.
to a report by the UK government, published in November last year, where it said that if there's a no-deal Brexit, this would cost approximately 9.3% economic growth.
Oh, God.
Are you willing to pay that
Okay, I'm
price?
gonna go forward to this. I don't care about him.
True,
I want to hear... wait, I want to see... Wait, I want to hear Verhofstadt.
To tell this
Wait a minute.
to your own friends in your
Wait, I'm gonna...
demands with our...
Sorry, I've cut this bloke out because I don't know who he is and I don't care. I want to hear the Verhofstadt.
Firm duty to protect the European Union and the integrity of the internal market. The withdrawal agreement is the best and only possible solution to that dilemma.
The withdrawal agreement is null and void.
But, Mr. Henkel, may I ask you to tell this to your own friends in your own group in the ECR, who are the main people for a Brexit for the moment. It's a little bit easy to give lessons to us here, and especially to me, and saying, yeah, you don't like Britain, the opposite is true, but not to be capable to convince your own people in your own group, and who are not there for the moment to uphold you. I see. Nobody is there.
Why is he talking to him?
Secondly, the reality, Mr. Henkel, is the following. Those who started this whole Brexit, who is in fact an attempt of the Conservative Party, you're working with the Conservative Party, you know.
And look at this, okay? Look at this bloody setup. Who are these people and what have they got to do with this country? I mean, it's all bureaucracy. It's all money, money, money.
You know them very well. It was in fact an attempt to take back control. And that was the big slogan of the Brexiteers, and it's still the big slogan of the Brexiteers. It seems to me that Britain seems to be spinning out of control instead of being back in control. And I think that the only reasonable way, Mr. Henkel, to solve this problem, you didn't talk about that, unfortunately, is that there is cross-party cooperation in British politics the fastest as possible, a compromise, a common view between Labour and the Conservatives. How you want to solve an existential problem like Brexit if it is used by both parties to kill each other?
You know what? I can hear him going, "Ich bin just not going to take over the world. You people will cancel the Brexit. We need your money now. You Schweinhund. You will stop. We don't want you to have your country back because we want your money."
For them, Brexit is a bullet in a weapon and not an existential problem of a country and of a whole continent. And that's a shame. So our and your appeal have to be in this
He's looking quite
not to
ill.
attack one or other colleague, but to say to the British political class,
start to make an agreement between the two big parties.
It's never going to
And that brings
happen.
me to the
Do you know what's so great is that the Schweinhund, there's never going to get the Labour and the Conservatives to agree on nothing. It's like asking the Republicans and the Democrats to agree. I mean, it's just not going to happen. It's like chalk and cheese, oil and water. There's no such thing as working together.
the next question, extension.
Yeah.
I don't want a long extension. I say you that very openly. An extension why we go beyond the European elections, and the European elections will be hijacked by the Brexiteers and by the whole Brexit issue. We will talk only about that,
Yes.
and not about the real problems and the real reforms that we need in the European Union.
You don't do the reform. There's no such thing as the reform.
And the only thing what we will do, we will give a new mandate to Mr. Farage. That's the only thing what we're going to do. That's exactly what he wants. Why he wants that? For two reasons. First of all, he can continue to have a salary that
Salary?
he can transfer to his offshore company.
Oh, offshore
And
company?
The second thing,
The second thing
is that he can continue to do his work, dirty work in the European Union. That is to try to destroy the European Union from within. That
to try to he sounds so much like the raw. I know, me too. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for that hand to shoot up and the arm to outstretch and the you will do what I say. You will not. You will give us your money. You will give us your country. You will give us your sovereignty. You will not leave. Nicht, nein. No, Schweinhund, you not go.
is the real purpose. Well, and that is what you are, and he confirms. So, what I think is that that's absolutely what we don't need. What we need is now certainty from the House of Commons, from a majority in the House of Commons, as Mr. Henkel has also asked for. That is what we need. And so I'm against every extension. When an extension
Excellent.
of 1 day, 1 week,
Excellent.
even 24 hours, if it is not based on a clear opinion of the House of Commons
Great.
for something, that we know what they want.
Exactly.
Is it less ambitious than the deal? Okay, it is less ambitious than the deal. That's your opinion. If it is a customs union, it is a customs union.
No.
If it is the deal, it is the deal. If it is a Norway Plus, it's a Norway Plus.
No.
But please make up your mind in London, because this uncertainty cannot continue. Not for us, not for Britain, and certainly not for our citizens. Thank you, President.
Per il gruppo Europa delle Nazioni della Libertà, la parola all'onorevole Batten.
Now, Mrs. May be totally incompetent, but she is following a plan. Right from the start, the plan was to delay Brexit, impede Brexit, and finally to overturn Brexit. The whole leaving process has been built on false arguments. The principal one being that we cannot leave without the mythical good deal. Now, the deal is appallingly bad, and it has been rejected by the Commons, not because it was bad, but because it wasn't bad enough for them. Later today, Parliament will reject leaving on the so-called no-deal option. And on Thursday, it is likely to vote in favour of an extension of Article 50.
That's right, yep.
But what for? Mr. Juncker has already told Her Majesty's government, like naughty school children, that there will be no third chance to renegotiate. In the UK, we have a government and a parliament that does not want to leave the European Union, and it intends to betray the democratic decision of the referendum. Now, Councillor Timmermans has expressed his exasperation with the UK in rejecting the EU's deal. Mr. Timmermans said that only the UK Parliament can give direction in this matter. But this is not so. The Council and Commission can give direction. When the Common asks for an extension to Article 50, then you must reject it. Article 50 says that if no agreement is reached by the 29th of March, then the treaties automatically cease to apply.
Do nothing and ensure that the UK is ejected from the European Union on the 29th of March. Do yourselves a favour, do us a favour, and kick us out.
Thank you, colleagues. This debate is running over on time.
To be sure. Well, actually, I have to say, unfortunately, I mean, it says that it ceases to exist for 2 years from the date. However, it does say that if no agreement is concluded within 2 years, that state's membership ends automatically unless the European Council and the member state concerned decide jointly to extend this period. No extension. Well, as we hear, I think that there's anti-EU countries just itching for us to get out so that they can just follow us. All right, kids, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that everybody understands. Tomorrow is just another... I was going to go up to London tomorrow again. And thank you for... well, if you guys support me, I really appreciate it. If you go to my basedamie.com/support, just to help me, spread the word, spread the truth, let you know what's happening on the ground. I will do, Sherry. I'm actually going to go to bed. So everybody clear on this now? So basically we're leaving on the 29th of March. No extension. And I would ask again, please, let me just repeat. Could people please look at how their MPs voted, and if they're I'm going to be contacting mine and asking why even this stupid vote, this vote today, it is not going to, well, it doesn't mean anything because it's not a law. They cannot pass a law by their amendments, whatever the hell they're doing. They cannot legally change the Article 50 of the TEU. Okay, so they can't take the no deal off the table. So I'm just trying to find my special video. So it's just so these are my videos I'm looking at. Where's my... Oh, and by the way, yeah, I'm going to finish here. So here's my music, guys. Thanks for joining me, and I hope if you just do a replay and listen to what I said, I'm not an expert at all. I am not a lawyer. I just am able to read and comprehend and understand what people are saying, and I can sort of see through the crapola. So here's old Tommy trying to take the police to court. Cheers, guys. By the way, I did meet Candace Owens tonight and Charlie Kirk. They had an event in my hometown. Thanks, Aurora. Thank you very much. Please do share my videos because they really don't get much. They don't get much viewing. My numbers are very sad, really. But if you guys could just sort of share as much as possible, I'd really appreciate it. And like and stuff. Thank you, guys. Right, Jane. I hope you enjoyed it. Brexit, baby. Brexit means Britain exit. Thank you, Mr. Anonymous. There's my website. If you could help me out with the old fares, that'd be great. Thank you, England's Hope. Take care, guys. Have a great evening, great night. God bless the God Emperor Donald Trump. We're going to do this, kids. We're going to have to... But please write to your MPs. Thanks, Jennifer. Cheers, guys. Thank you for joining me. I didn't do a story time tonight because I might do a short story time, actually. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock. Oh, Dawn, I don't think I'll do a story time tonight. My eyes are stinging. Can you let me skip it? I did do a story time last night, didn't I? What do you think? Can you guys cope without a story time? Yeah, my eyes are stinging. Alright, guys. Thank you so much. And please you know, let me know what you think of my stuff. Don't have to agree with me, but I'm just trying to, you know, share what I know, share what I've learned, and hopefully, if everybody does the same thing, we'll get the word out there, get the truth. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off.